As we enter into Holy Week, we really enter into thinking about the passion and death of the Lord and contemplating His sufferings for us. And of course, we start off Holy Week with Palm Sunday, where we hear the Passion Gospel, and then we hear the Passion Gospel again on Good Friday from a different Gospel. And we really think about the cross of Christ during this time. Now, the cross is a symbol that we have everywhere as Christians. It's a symbol that we kind of literally put everywhere. It's, of course, in our churches. It's like on the walls. It's on the altar. It's around the perimeter of the church, the Stations of the Cross. There are crosses on top of the church. Even many churches are built in the form of a cross. It's something that we put in our homes. It's something that we sometimes even wear around our necks. We really have crosses everywhere. But in the ancient world, in the Roman world, no one would have done anything like that. When I was in high school, I had an art history teacher who had a very dry sense of humor, and he remarked once that that would be kind of today like putting an electric chair or something on your wall. Like none of us would do that today because that's a symbol of death. And in the Roman world, it was the same. The cross was a symbol of death and also a symbol of what happens to you if you defy the Roman Empire. But for us, it doesn't mean that. For us, it is a symbol of life. It's a symbol of the love of God. It's a symbol of our redemption and our salvation, and it's a symbol of victory. Because of what Christ did for us on the cross, and because of His resurrection, which we celebrate at the end of this Holy Week, He defeated sin and death for us. And so the cross means something totally different for us than it did for the people of the ancient Roman world. And that's why we put it everywhere, because for us, it's not a symbol of death and defeat. For us, it is a symbol of life and of victory. Our salvation came precisely through the cross of Christ. That's how we were saved and redeemed, through His suffering and death. And His cross leads to the resurrection. And I think it's the same for our crosses in life. We all have crosses, we all have sufferings, we all have maybe particular things in our life that we deal with and not everyone else deals with. And life has its highs and it has its lows for everyone. It could be a physical or mental illness that we struggle with. It could be something like sadness or grief or loss or betrayal or injustice. And of course, we all face the struggle against vice and against sin in our life and the struggle for virtue and for holiness. And we may even take up voluntary sufferings or crosses when we do penance or fasting like we do during the season of Lent, in order that God may enter into our life and help us to overcome our selfishness and teach us self-discipline. In Matthew 16:24-25, Jesus says, "Whoever wishes to come after me must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it." Taking up the cross and living the cross is a part of the Christian life, a necessary part of following Jesus. And if we take up our crosses, if we take up our sufferings and unite them to the sufferings of Jesus, then like the cross of Christ, God can bring us salvation through our crosses as well. The Lord can use our crosses and sufferings to purify us and bring us closer to Him. And this is something that St. Paul understood when he said to the Romans, "We know that all things work for good for those who love God, who are called according to His purpose." He didn't say all good things, but all things. That includes even the bad things, even the sufferings of life. So as we enter into the mystery of the suffering and death of Christ this Holy Week and come to celebrate His resurrection at Easter, let us unite our crosses and our sufferings to those of Christ and offer them to God. For we know that He can transform them from a source of suffering into a fountain of life.